What's up, superheroes, villains, and vigilantes alike? A little off topic, but because I'm such a huge Zelda fan, today I'm going to be talking about my top 3 things that were better in the old Zelda games. Breath of the Wild is truly an amazing game. It takes the series in a whole new direction and it gives the franchise a breath of fresh air. There are so many cool things about the game that make it unique, but when you compare the old Zelda games to this new one, I really miss several things about the previous games. But here are my top 3 things that I miss about the old Zeldas. Number 1. Weapons didn't break. In Breath of the Wild, I feel like it takes way too much time shuffling through and scavenging for weapons that last more than a couple whacks. In the old Zelda, you would start off with a simple sword and shield, and slowly build up your arsenal of unbreakable weapons, adding to the difficulty of the game. And that just isn't the case in Breath of the Wild. You can go the whole game without using the Master Sword, and that just isn't right. Number 2. Dungeons. In Breath of the Wild, you only have 4 dungeons, if you can even call them that. They are shallow and short, and although the puzzles were interesting, they left you thinking, wow, that's it, I literally just stepped inside. In the old Zeldas, the dungeons were massive, complicated, and intricate, where you faced multiple enemies and mini-bosses before facing the main one. I mean, you could get stuck in a dungeon for days, and when you finally came out, you felt a sense of accomplishment and freedom. I just don't feel that in Breath of the Wild. Even with all 120 shrines, it just doesn't compare to being inside of an enormous dungeon and solving multiple intricate puzzles. Number 3. Cutscenes. The last thing that I miss about the old Zeldas is the cutscenes and narrative. In Breath of the Wild, I felt that there weren't enough cutscenes. Don't get me wrong, the cutscenes were amazing. For the first time ever in a Zelda game, we get voice narration, and I mean that blew my mind. Hearing Zelda for the first time, I was shook, but there just wasn't enough dialogue in the game compared to the old Zelda games. I get that the vibe for this game was like, you're a big boy now, go figure it all out on your own. You are free to tackle this game in whatever way you like. But dialogue is so important, especially since they added voice narration in this game. In the old Zelda games, I would get tired of reading all the boxes of text that I would smash my button to get through the dialogue and return to my hacking and slashing. I would have really enjoyed more cutscenes and more dialogue to read. Like I said, Breath of the Wild is the start of a new era of Zelda games, and I really think it deserves all the great reviews it has received. I have had a blast playing it, but if in the next installment they keep the openness and freedom that this game has, but add more complex dungeons, a more intricate storyline, and at the very least, more durable weapons, I will be in Zelda paradise. Well, those are my top 3 things I miss about the old Zelda. If you like my video, leave a thumbs up, send me a comment on what you guys think could have been done better in Breath of the Wild, and subscribe for more.